the play of the ball area for two teams that want to play that scoot game. They were better at controlling the speed of those things, and Leeds had absolutely dominated the speed of the ruck against Wigan. And so I think I can't feel sorry for Leeds that they didn't win a game because they didn't get an extra man for the whole game, because Wigan should have had it for 50 minutes a week ago, or whatever it would have been. 50 minutes pretty much, wasn't it? No, 40 minutes. 45 minutes,
Yeah, it was towards the end of the first half, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. But still, yeah.
Very good. What did the stats tell us then?
Not a huge shock that these teams put up the highest number of dummy half runs in a game so far this year, 59 in the match. Warrington had a bit more ball, aided by a 9-14 error count in their favour, and made ground at 1.2 metres per carry, better than their offload-happy 23-7 in the offload count opponents, meaning Wire made 364 more total metres. Leeds, however, strong defence, 97% tackle success, being 4.3 better than what Warrington offered, withstood 7 goal line dropouts and limited Warrington to 2 clean breaks, with 2 of the Wolves' 4 tries coming from neat kicks.
Okay, so individually then, who stood out for the winners Warrington Wolves?
Ignoring anyone who might have cheated, Tom Lynham got a try assist 127 metres, George King 115 metres, Chris Hill 144 metres, Matty Russell 156 metres. George King had his best game I've ever seen him play in a Warrington shirt off the bench in this one. I thought it was impressive, and when he had to come back on in the second half when Westwood did his arm in, not Westwood, Westerman, did his arm in, I would have expected a drop off in any other game, but this one I thought, they're bringing back on a player who was immense in the last 15 minutes of the first half for them. Stefan Ratchford with 146 metres. Okay,
and for Leeds then, some big numbers on the Leeds side of the ball.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, Matt Parcell had a try. That was pretty poor defending from Warrington for that one, wasn't it? 58 tackles, 12 marker tackles, so big numbers in a dream team for him. Mitch Garbutt, 170 metres. Adam Cuthbertson, 46 tackles, 137 metres, 6 successful offloads, bit of both way from Cuthbo. Brett Delaney with a try assist, 54 tackles and 13 marker tackles, and Jamie Jones-Buchanan with 49 tackles, but also 4 successful offloads.
There you go. So the final game of the weekend was down at Bellevue, Mark. 30 points to 4 in favour of Trin over now bottom of the table Widnes in front of 4,214.
Yeah, Mr. BMUFC said another very poor and very worrying performance. We just appear to be sleepwalking into the championship. The club needs to decide if it wants to be in Super League or not, and then put some money in to bring more players.
Wakey White got in touch and said, choo-choo, make way for the Trin train. Wakey, thank you. Wakey, well done, mate. Wakey saw off Widnes tonight without really breaking a sweat. First half, we were pretty average and went in leading 12 points to 4, which could have been more if Williams had brought his kicking boots. In the second half, Wakey got medieval on the Vikings and scored some great tries, courtesy of great offloads from Fifita and Hubie. 5 out of 6 wins and Castaway coming up on Friday. Life is good at Wakefield.
Brian Davies said, very comfortable for Trin. The second half was just one-way traffic and Widnes looked out-enthused, out-muscled and out on their feet. Another game or two and they need to start to prepare for the middle eights like Wakey did in 2015. Trin swapped goal kicker back from Sam Williams to Finn in the second half after 3 first half misses, much to the relief of the Wakey fans. Great to see Wakey, Cass and Salford in the top 5.
Okay. Paul Ludo Lewis said, no effort, no idea, no passion. Our strength and conditioning coach is about 5 stone overweight and our coach is a fraud that has managed to convince non-Widnes fans that he's doing a good job. Bets out, rule out, half the fucking out, the squad out. I'd rather see us go down to the championship putting in some effort than scrap through the middle eights with players going through the motions.
Damning stuff, yeah. Damning stuff. Emotions riding high for Widnes fans. From what I saw of this, Trinity players just kept alive in this game. These offloads that were mentioned in one of the reviews.
Yeah.
Hadley was the recipient of a couple of those, weren't he? Like late offloads and stuff. And that's what I saw from the highlights. And I did think that the scoreline was more than it was, because you saw loads of tries. Obviously, they don't show the kicks and missed kicks throughout the whole, unless it's an important one at the end of a game on the highlight reels. So yeah, but I think
some damaging forward play as well from Wakefield too. I mean, that's the thing that stands out for me. Fifita for me is worth his weight in gold. To Wakefield, the impact.
He's punching holes in everyone he plays against at the moment, mate.
And it's like, look, back in the last season when he came in, he was a bit of a weight, a bit chunky. I didn't think he'd stick around very long. He looked as committed. He seems to have bought right into being a Wakefield player, and it's bearing fruit because he can get an offload away as well. I'd love to know what his yards after contact stats were, because from what I saw again on the contact on the highlights package, he was just rolling over people and getting his back to him and getting the offload. He looks just a phenomenal player alongside Hubie, all good. Plays like that ilk. He's backed up really well.
Bright eyes.
Yeah. Tinner out.
But he's injured. I think he's out.
I don't know.
Remember.
Yeah.
Did he play? But you've got to roll. You've got to fill in the gaps with hard workers like Allgood when you've got people who probably won't do as long a shift like Fafita and Hubie won't, but they offer so much impact when they are at it. But and then you've got Tom Johnson at the back who's just so talented, and he did things again in this game that just made the Widnes defenders cut them to pieces, and then Widnes offered nothing from what I saw. Even the try they scored was like
it was a cute little kick through,
but right on the line. I mean, on a TV game, I'd have loved to have seen a replay to see if Thompson got it down in time.
Possibly so. So what did the stats tell us then?
Widnes failed to make a break and didn't reach 1,000 metres. Add to that 4 more errors and a 2.1% worse team tackle success, and you see that nothing went well for them in this game. Wakey enjoyed 8 breaks and 400 more metres than their opponents, having a lot more carries and using that extra ball to handsomely win on the scoreboard.
So, individual performances, what stood out for us?
Well, Mitch Allgood with 133 metres, David Fafita, easy for me to say.
Yeah,
David Fafita with a try assist and 119 metres, Bill Tupu with a try and 102 metres, Craig Hubie, big game from Hubie, a try, 148 metres and 3 successful offloads. Tom Johnson with 1 try, 2 try assists, 156 metres, 2 clean breaks, 3 successful offloads.
Doing it all. Okay, for Widnes, any bright sparks?
Well, Reece Hanbury had a try assist and 103 metres, so he must have been the attacking option. Matt Whitley with 47 tackles and Chris Houston with 46 tackles worked hard in the back row with no reward.
So that's round 8. What does all that mean for the standings in Super League heading into Easter Mark?
Well, as we all know, Classy Cast stay top, but Salford overtake Leeds into 2nd, Wakefield are up into 5th, and Catalan are back in the top 8. Warrington are off the bottom with their first win of the year as Widnes drop into 12th.
This season and the way the league table is shaping up is making our predictions show make us look like a right pair of Burks, isn't it? But I love the fact that
Wakefield are making us look like Burks.
Castleford are doing better than we thought they would. Salford are doing better than we thought they would. If the season ended now, I'm not saying that we're Burks. I'm just saying that the point I'm trying to get to is
Salford are making us look a bit silly.
How good is it that we're at this point now where Warrington are making us look silly in a different way? We both thought that Warrington would do better than they are doing.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making is that this is a really, from a strictly neutral point of view, this is wonderful from my point of view to see happening.
And also, whilst Castleford have only lost the 1 game, the distance, this weekend, things could turn around a lot. After this weekend, Warrington could be 2 points behind Wigan, or Wigan could be 1 point behind Castleford.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
There's so much going on. This Easter's so good. It does really shape the season, doesn't it? But what does all that stuff that's happened last week do in terms of our predictions, Super Brew and Dream Team situations, Mark?
Finally, I had a win on the predictions, Tom. I only got 3 out of 6 and you got 2 out of 6. So I closed the gap slightly on the cumulative. You're on 30 now and I'm on 28 out of 52. In Super Brew, it's Ian Gatwood at the top of the table still, although the big mover this week was young Tyler Casfan, who wears the yellow cap.
Congratulations, Tyler.
In the Dream Team, Paul Wilson stays top, but it's Wigan fan Christine Swan who's up into the top 5 with her really, really impressive weekly high score of 771.
Bravo indeed.
Yeah.
Right, that is Super League taken care of. Let's take a look now at some results from elsewhere in the world of rugby league. So, into some other results then. It was round 9 of the Championship this weekend. Mark, Toulouse were 58 points to 18 winners over Oldham. Batley got a 38 points to 36 win over Rochdale. Bradford Bulls were 48 points to 16 winners over the Sheffield Eagles. We've got some contact on this.
Yeah, our old friend Vicky McQueen was kind of...
Lovely to hear from Vicky.
Bradford made it to -2 in a tough game in the sun. The game finished 48-16. The scoreline flat as the Bulls as Sheffield forced Bradford to defend their own line for long periods in each half. Standout performances from Moore, Bentley and Oakes. A big test this week, most likely without a number of low knee players. If we can get a win and come out of Easter on 0 points, then the battle to stay up really begins.
So it does. It was Featherstone 38, London 18. So the semi-pros out enthusing the professionals, Mark.
Yeah, and a couple of people went to this game, it looks like. So Taylor Casvan said this game was reffed by Ben Thaler in front of a crowd of 2,509. After a pretty even first quarter, London were out enthused for most of the rest of the game. Bad errors, twice kicking off out on the full Jared Samet, old tricks.
Fucking don't get me started.
And not willing to do the ugly stuff. Any London fans that made the journey would have been disappointed by their team's attitude. Featherstone weren't at their best, but didn't have to be. Then Brian Davies said, was expecting a good, tough game, but unfortunately London gave away too many penalties to make a contest of it. The match was basically 80 minutes of Fev attacking and London trying to defend. Having seen the Broncos play Toronto and Fev, it's fair to say they won't be causing anyone any problems in the middle eights if they actually make it. Fev were steady away.
Steady away. Okay, it was Halifax 36, Dewsbury 6, and Swinton were beaten at home quite predictably 18 points to 52 by Hull Kingston Rovers.
Yeah, that means Hull Chaos procession goes on as they stay 100%. Halifax rising to the top 4 on points difference, taking the place of London. At the bottom, Dewsbury remain without a point, with Bradford only 1 win away from going ahead of them into 11th.
There you go. Round 4 of League 1 play, Mark, then. Barrow were 26 points to 10 winners over Workington in the, what you would call a Lancashire-Cumbria match, but it was a Cumbrian derby.
Brian Davies said, caught this one on Radio Cumbria much closer than the scoreline suggests. Barrow took an early lead and then scored again just before half-time, but Workington fought back in the second half and had more of the ball in the territory, partly due to lots of Barrow penalties and a Charnock sim winning. But they just couldn't convert it into points. Barrow will be pleased they got through the derby without dropping 2 points.
Okay, Doncaster were beaten at home 82 points to 6 by the Toronto Wolfpack.
Yeah, Brian Davies said kind of what I was going to say. Expected it to be Toronto's toughest challenge, but they just blew Donny away. How Jamie Thackeray is still getting played to play rugby is a mystery. He did nothing in attack or defence, and his only contribution apart from getting run over in defence was to kick a Toronto player and get sent off. Yeah, it was a bit of a soft sending off, but it was out of line. Gary Thornton will be furious with his side, who looked totally out of their depth and pretty average for this league. And then Ethan O'Gorman said, well, so much for that being a close game. Doncaster started well, however Toulouse stole the show, leading 18-0 within 20 minutes. They kept scoring from all the field. Moi Moi was a brew. They came out 82-6 winners in the end. Jamie Thackeray was shown a red card for a bus stop.
Okay, Dewsbury B will be... Oh, come on.
Jack Bussey, isn't it? Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
The back rower.
Yeah.
He was pretty
for
good.
Toronto.
He was pretty good in this for Toronto. He scored a couple of tries. Scored a hat-trick and set up 2 tries.
Yeah.
But as the second half went on, Toronto were almost making breaks and then waiting for support to catch up. It wasn't...
Oh, dear.
It wasn't made too tough for them, but they would have been demoralised, the Doncaster side. After
blown away, weren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprisingly blown away. I thought they'd put more of an effort.
It just goes to show perhaps the strength of this Toronto outfit more than anything else.
When the sun shines, the points will
flow.
Yeah.
Okay. Dewsbury B were beaten 6 points to 84 by the Keighley Cougars.
I think Dewsbury have got a reserve side that's better than Emma, haven't they?
Yeah, probably so, yeah. It was Oxford 35, York City Knights 28 though, Mark.
Yeah, Tim G Radio said, great determination to get the win against a strong York side. Although mostly a scrappy game, the deserved yellow card gave Oxford the break we needed to get the win. Winley superb and Jowett displayed clear quality. Bring on the Bears.
There you go. Ollie Smith, what did he say?
He said, fearing the worst when 10-0 down after 4 minutes, but the boys showed great character to come back and win in a very entertaining game. Some excellent team tries and determination to keep York scoreless in the second half. This sort of result against the northern side has been coming for a while now, and it is reward for everyone's effort involved with the club. Well done, lads. Bring on the Bears next week. Come on, you Blues. And thanks, Ollie, for dropping me some recommendations for Newcastle.
Fantastic. North Wales Crusaders were 30 points to 14 winners over Newcastle. Hunslet were 58 points to 6 winners over the South Wales Ironmen. And it was Gloucestershire All Girls 22, London Scholars 24 in a close fought game.
Yeah, Lee Randall says, a game of 2 halves, really. A good first half from the All Girls saw them going 20-10 at half time, but the Scholars out-bullied the All Girls in the second half, and 2 drop goals at the end meant they took the win. 22-24. Not to say the ref was awful with a 2-10 penalty count, with the Scholars doing no different to what the All Golds were doing. We go again on Friday. Come on, you All Golds.
Wonderful.
And Alan Witt said, 2 steps forward and 1 step back for the All Golds. After leading 20-10 at half time, they didn't come out for the second half. London won without doing anything special, but what needed to be done. More tries from Moagora, which is always nice. Points lost against a southern rival, and a big match coming up on Friday where they can right a few wrongs. #follow the Fern. Yeah, they